Ay, 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 ay,
Ay,
ay, ay,
ay,
ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay. We're here. We're back.
Do you guys like our new location?
Yeah, this is our new location.
It doesn't look that much different, but it's cool.
Yeah, totally. We'll figure it out. I think we're gonna start shooting the podcast in all kinds of different places. I like doing that when the weather's nice. Shoot some outside.
No,
Go
we
to
can have a lot of
people.
fun with it.
Yeah. But yeah, for now this is our new indoor studio. We haven't figured out
We're still working it out, but I think we did pretty good.
yeah.
It's a gray day, so we have certain limitations.
Yeah, it's very similar to our old apartment in the sense of like we have one big window area that the natural light floods in from. So we have a window of opportunity every day where there's enough natural light flowing in where we could do this. And if you're just listening to it and you haven't watched us, youtube.com/veryape. Get down with it.
It's super colorful over here.
Yeah, definitely. And we're gonna drop a new movie soon.
Oh yeah, which is another reason to not only hit subscribe but hit notifications.
Oh yeah,
That's
a
the
good
trick.
I don't think we've ever told anyone on this podcast to smash that subscribe button.
I know we could be so much more professional. Like halfway through the podcast, have like this like GIF come up that's like subscribe.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to care on a different level.
Yeah, it sounds annoying.
We just like to talk shit,
Yeah.
and I honestly like that not that many people hear it. Sometimes I'm like, oh, okay, let's keep this to ourselves.
I know. Sometimes when I find out like our friends are listening to this, I'm like, damn, all right, well now I can't fucking.
It fucking kills like half our material.
Yeah.
It really does.
It's true.
Because we
It's
have
true.
funny things that happen with funny people, and
Yeah.
sometimes we want to make light fun of them. But, you know, it's one thing to make fun of someone when they're in the room with you, but when they're not and they can't defend themselves, it's not as,
Yeah.
it's a little less kind.
Yeah, totally. Well, we're here. We moved.
How are you feeling about the move?
Great. It's weird. I always do this. I'm like, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop, like in the weeks leading up to the move. And then since like, all right, where's like the flood of emotions about this? Like the crazy, like, whoa, I can't handle it. I'm overwhelmed. Like our life. This, like, I feel better.
Somehow we upgraded.
Somehow we did upgrade. Yeah, I feel good about that. We have a lot more space now.
I want to put a picture of my office up here. This is my office. Isn't it beautiful?
Oh, you're making work for me in post?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, this is Cass's office. I don't know why she wants to show it. It's very modest.
This is the Very Ape headquarters. What do you
Yeah.
mean? This is the Church of Chill headquarters. This is where all the magic will be facilitated from.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. This is the epicenter of the magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, the move went smooth though. Like I feel like we were emotionally preparing for this for a while. I feel like when we signed our last lease, we signed a 2-year lease, and we said to each other like, "Let's get the fuck out of here."
I think we signed it like mid-February.
February 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right before the shit hit the
Literally
fan.
like 2 weeks later, we were in quarantine.
Oh man, we fucked up so bad because the quarantine happened and everyone wanted to get out of New York, and we had just signed a 2-year lease, and then also like at this exorbitant rate, which they wanted to raise it even like
$3,200 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, we're insane. And they wanted to raise it to $3,500, and we were like, all right, listen, we'll sign a 2-year lease.
Whoa. Stop the clock.
And you can bring our rent up in $150.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, a month later, and you got all this negotiating power, and I was like, God damn it. But I think in the
yeah, totally.
in the long run, we won out because we had the 2-year lease, so they felt like when we were like, hey, we can't pay full rent, we're going to start paying like
we started paying $2,000 a month. We might as well just be real about this so people can do the same thing and realize how to leverage their power.
Yeah, because we were like, okay, well, the building doesn't care. We're small. We can't appeal to the government. We have to appeal to the landlords, and then the landlords need to appeal to the city council, and the city council then needs to appeal to the higher up. So it has to, like, you kind of got to realize you're powerless, but work with the little power you have, right?
The little power it felt like we had was like, we know the writing on the wall. We saw the writing on the wall. We're like, help is not on the way. They just shut down our business. So we literally masked up like Antifa style, full black, everything.
That was so
and
ridiculous.
We printed out a note for every single unit in our building that said, let's go on a rent strike. Let's make sure that, we don't get fucked here in the long run. And I think 10 out of the 36 units, were like, cool, yeah, let's talk about this. And one by one, they just started to fall off. They would leave the building. Most of them just moved. I think every unit in our building turned over in the last 2 years.
And it's not like they have any trouble filling the units.
No.
And that's why...
There's always some fucking jamoke who's like, yeah, sure, I'll fucking pay that. I'll
pay $4,500 for a one-bedroom.
Yeah. So, when we did that unsuccessfully, we just took it upon ourselves to lower our rent. And the building was like, I don't know what you guys think you're doing, but we're keeping track of this. And we're like, fuck you.
Well, they thought, because we had a 2-year lease, they're like, all right, well, they have plenty of time to pay us back and start paying more rent.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the pandemic drags on. We still aren't working.
Yeah.
We're just keep it.
It's not like we don't have money. I'm just like, this is all of our money. This is it. We have savings right now, and that's it. I'm not just handing it over to this building. They're going to have to pry it away from me.
Everybody's got to feel the burn a little bit from this pandemic, not just us. And so what did we do? We got to the place where we got this January, we got an eviction notice. They were like, your lease is up and we're not renewing your lease and you have to get out.
And you owe us $30,000.
And you owe us $30,000.
And we're going to sue you.
And we're going to sue you. And we were just like, fuck off. And we just didn't
Go fuck yourself.
Because we got this eviction notice that was so just cold from lawyers, and no one called and talked to us, no one reasoned with us, so we just stopped paying rent and see if they notice. And Sean just had this attitude of try and get that money from us.
And get it. So we have not paid rent in 2022,
right?
Which is which makes Cass nervous.
It doesn't make me nervous.
I think it made Mare a little nervous too.
Well, she comes from a family of lawyers, so when they were like, we're gonna sue you, you were like, let them try. I was like, Sean, this literally could ruin our life and our relationship and everything. I will go in debt, and I will pay whatever I have to pay to know that people with a lot more power and a lot more money than me are not suing me. And then
that's when I was like, okay, I feel you on that. I'm not going to be irrational.
Yeah.
I don't want to get sued, but I was like, we have to leverage our power, and our power is that they want to sell this apartment, and we're in here. And the truth is, going through the law to get us out of there was going to cost them a lot of time and a lot of money. It was probably going to cost them 6 months. So
they didn't want to sue us. So
they didn't want to sue us. They basically came to us and they were like,
do you want to negotiate?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, yeah. And he's like, well, do you want to have a meeting with the owners? And I'm like, yeah. And then I guess I went
because I'm always like, yeah, I want to appeal to them emotionally before lawyers get involved. Once lawyers are involved, I can't do that anymore.
Yeah, I was like, we stopped paying rent when you guys evicted us because we know we have to it's expensive to move. It's a couple grand to first months and last rent months and the moving fees and security and everything. It's crazy. And I think he kind of sympathized. He's like, oh, okay, I got it. He didn't want to hear my
He's like, I don't want to hear he does not want to have to feel human emotions.
No, not at all.
So, we just got a call a few days later, fuck the in-person meeting. If you guys just leave, we'll forgive.
They wanted us to leave a month early. They're like, for a month, if you leave a month early, we'll forgive the rent. And I was like, $30,000. All right, we're out of here.
Bye.
Bye.
And I think that's why, to my point, I didn't really have residual. Oh God, this place. It's a place. It's just a place, and we had a lot of good times there. But this building just handed us $30,000. They just gave us a year free.
Well, and I also feel like what's really nice about it, since we were there 11 years and had lived it up and loved it up and everything, that we can't look back and say, did we make the wrong decision? We literally can't afford to stay in a $4,000 a month apartment, which is what they want it to be.
Yeah.
And we don't have a choice. So I can't look back and be like, did we make a mistake? We let the apartment I wanted to live in the rest of our lives go. That apartment was driving me insane.
I feel it once we're out of there. I'm like, Jesus Christ. God. The shit that we were having to do to protect our sensitive ass souls from the crazy fucking vibrations of the city and just the nonstop fucking drumbeat of go make money. You're fucking paying $3,200 a month in rent alone. Go make money. That kind of just dissipating, and now we're in a place where our bills are manageable.
Well, and I was supposed to work, but I could barely pay attention in the living room, and then I'd have to go to the bedroom, and it's I'm working in the bedroom for 11 years. 11 years I ran our business
A huge business too. We've made millions of dollars in those
Most people,
years.
when they get to the level of how successful our business is, they hire employees.
They have an office.
They have an office, and I'm like working out of the bedroom.
That's how we justified the rent, though. It's just so people know. Like, I was just like, most businesses of this size have an office and have employees. We don't. We have this place, you know.
Right. So, I mean, and it's so funny because like when pandemic happened, I'm like, oh, now everyone's living how we always live, which is in our apartment all the time on top of your partner.
Yeah.
You know.
Just dreaming and scheming, just fucking coming up with ideas and trying to execute them and trying to get our hooks in some sort of client so we can keep doing our thing and living the dream, you know.
We had a great time. It was and I don't think the dream's over. This is like, I feel like this is the beginning of the next chapter of the dream. Like, we keep the dream alive.
Oh, hell yeah.
And by closing that one door, like, other doors that you could never even imagine are opening. I don't know what they are yet, but I trust that they're coming.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, it went really smooth. The movers came, like, just fucking busted it out, like, got all of our shit.
Yeah, as you can see, our furniture's too big for us to do it ourselves. Like, Sean and I literally can't do it.
No, I'm not doing that. But
my friend said to me, like, once you turn 30, you can't. You have to kind of. Once you hit a certain age, you really need some support, or you might break your back or something.
Yeah, Cass, like, we have real adult furniture. Like, it's not like IKEA, you know, like, this is like some serious fucking no joke.
How many times have I been like, can we get the money back for that couch? That was expensive.
Yeah, no, I know. Whatever. But the movers did break the fucking one of our speakers.
I know. I'm still upset about it.
R.I.P. Yeah, we both got really upset about it.
I'm less upset at them and more upset at myself because I saw them wheeling him out. You know, when you see something that's going to happen bad and you don't do anything about it?
Yeah.
I just, I want to go back. I'm like going back in time and punching that girl. Like, fucking do something.
Oh, that's the worst. To me, the worst kind of regret is when, the thing that's just like, oh God, if I just fucking
no, sorry, I'll take those.
When I smashed my foot with the nitrous tank and broke my foot.
Oh yeah, you were mad for weeks, months, years.
I'm hobbling around just for weeks, just cursing that moment that I just fucking was just too loose. I didn't have my shit together, and I fucking ended up breaking my foot over it.
You were high on nitrous still.
I was fucked up.
Oh, also. Secret egg hunt.
Oh my God, this is great. This is a little Easter egg for anyone. If anyone's in New York City and has a hankering for some nitrous
and wants to sneak into our old building,
yeah, you can go to 59 Kent Street in Greenpoint. It's a block away from the East River. Beautiful. You go in the building and go up to the roof, and there's a room on the roof of the building that's like just storage. I put a nitrous tank in there. It's a 20-pound tank that's probably half full.
Probably half full.
I swear to God, there's 300 balloons left in that thing if anyone wants to fucking party. So if you hear this and you want to go on a scavenger hunt in New York City for a free nitrous tank, there you go.
But be warned,
But be warned, like the nitrous path.
I don't condone it.
I really don't.
Yeah.
I really don't. Now that I think about it, it spooks me when I think about the version of us that was so loose about that. It spooks me a little bit.
No, I know.
I'm like, damn, man, what the fuck? We were really.
I think it really put me on the path of like, oh, we're not having kids though. You know what I mean? It just like solidified that. Once I realized like, I don't think I can have kids anymore.
My life is a literal fucking clown show. It's a circus.
It's a clown show, but then I started reading about how even women who work at dentist offices can't get pregnant because of the nitrous all the time. And I'm like, dude, I inhaled that shit for way too long. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay. Yeah. I think. Knock on wood.
Yeah, but there's a nitrous tank up on the roof of our old building. We didn't really know what else to do with it. I don't want to do that stuff anymore. And you don't want to exactly leave that out on the streets.
And you don't want to give it to a friend because you don't want to be responsible,
Yeah, right away you were like, oh, let's offer it to Phil and Ruben. And shout out to Phil and Ruben, my boys. I was like, I don't want to do that to them. I really don't. I don't want them sitting around saying like, well, let's do nitrous. It's like, nah, don't do it. Just don't do it.
Also, if you get a nitrous tank, don't just show up to any show with it because the nitrous mafia will fuck you up.
Yeah, totally. Let me just fill this fucker up.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't want to go willy-nilly showing up places with a nitrous tank. I don't even know who this warning would be. This warning is to the past versions of us.
Yeah.
Like we're the only fucking idiots that are like that fucking wooked out.
Yeah.
You know, and have the means to fucking do shit like that.
We're going into our final form.
Yes, we are. Yeah, we're starting to inhabit our final form.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so the move was great. Easy peasy. I'm missing Mare, you know.
Oh yeah,
I'm
that's tough.
missing not having just Mare 10 minutes away.
Yeah, no.
That's a tough one.
We're gonna have like more concentrated time together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we're gonna spend the rest of this month together, which will be fun.
Yeah, it will be fun. Yeah, I think we're gonna just have to be. You know, it actually might help our life and our relationship is like being a little bit more intentional about when and how we spend time together.
Well, 'cause yeah, she like me like is like I got a lot of shit to do, and we like will just when the three of us are together, we just like have a great time together.
We have too much of a good time that like time just fucking just goes by. It just flies by.
Yeah.
Really, you know, time flies when you're having fun. It really does. It really does.
Yeah.
And since we're not, it's only been 1 week since we've seen each other. Mare's written up a whole bunch of songs. I wrote 2 songs, you know. So I think that yearning, that like not having the option to immediately indulge, really, I think I don't know, it brings something out. I think of especially people who are very creatively minded.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like I was sitting here hurting the other night, and it was like 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, oh, I just wish Mary was here. I just wish I could be fucking around with her, you know. And I just picked up the guitar, and like I feel like I wrote these songs because I was yearning for our girl.
Yeah, that was cute.
Yeah, yeah,
Very sweet.
yeah. It's good.
You've dialed it in perfectly now.
Literally, I have this thing so dialed in. I keep it just below 6. I'm talking about the volcano vaporizer if you're just listening. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that thing called? The Zenko or something? I don't know.
Someone recommended this glass vaporizer, and Mara was like, "I'm getting it." She said she's worried about having plastic Barbie lamps.
I know, and I like it's like I turned to the volcano, you know, years ago because I'm like I want to do if I'm going to be a pothead, I want to do the right thing by my body, and then you know you can't help but when you really start doing the right thing by your body, being like, this is plastic, like what's going on here?
Well, and we were joking about how like babies are being born with microplastics in their body and stuff, and we were like, oh, it's in our sperm and it's in our bloodstream, and then like literally a day later there was an article about how there's microplastics in our bloodstreams.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You know what's in my bloodstream?
What, Sean?
You know.
Tell me. No, I know. Okay. Leprechauns.
Yep. I told you. I've been feeling it.
It used to be dolphins, but now it's full leprechaun.
Well, dolphins in my blood is more like...
You make me excited.
Yeah, you make me horny, you know. You make me excited. Yeah, that dolphins is more that, and I got that reference from this incredible video of the actor Corey Haim. He was a child actor back in like the 80s.
Uh-huh.
And he did this like teen beat like EPK type of video, like, oh yeah, check me out, I'm in my inline skates. I like rollerblading. I like playing hockey. And like one of the things he says, he's like, when you kiss a girl and it's like dolphins are in your bloodstream. And it's so funny just watching like a 13-year-old horny kid celebrity talk about this. And it's one of the most cringe videos out there on the internet. And I always think of that one.
What does kissing really mean to me? What does kissing really mean to me? To me, if you feel when you kiss a girl that certain feeling of all those dolphins like swimming through your bloodstream and you get this good tingles inside your stomach, I don't think there's anything better than kissing because it basically comes to, I guess, the word love. I guess that what it's all about.
That's adorable, though. I mean,
Yeah.
it works. When you tell me I put dolphins in your bloodstream, I'm like, right on.
Yeah,
And
but
you give it to
lately, I've had those leprechauns in there.
me. Yeah.
Woo-wee. Yeah.
Luck of the Irish.
Yeah, I've always felt that was with me
Mm.
my whole life, you know. I like I would I would be lucky. You know what I mean? And I could feel it. Like if we went like if I got dragged to some bingo thing as a kid, I was like, I know I'm going to win. Like you know.
You and I won like some football thing the other day for your sister or niece's like thing.
Oh, we won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. You know how many times I've won Super Bowl pools?
I won one also at the brewery when I was working there.
That was probably pretty good money too.
And I just wanted to keep the money, and everyone was like, "You have to buy everyone drinks." I was like,
That's fucking bullshit. No, Cass, that's bullshit. They fucked with you. They totally trolled you. Because honestly, if you were a dude, you could have just been like, fuck that. You guys buy your own drinks.
No, but everyone else was very generous and would buy everyone drinks. I just like didn't care, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Whatever. I'm glad someone told me the way because I think that's true. When you like win something at a bar or whatever, you fucking celebrate together.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm just kind of the girl who just wants to go home. But
it's found money. You know, that's what's always so
totally.
fun about winning those things. But yeah, leprechauns in my blood. It doesn't necessarily want to make me into a gambler. I naturally am one, but I don't want to have like gambling habits. But I do feel I mean, I guess when I say leprechauns, those are my angels. That's just, you know.
I think the more we learn about like life and reality is like the idea that you have a leprechaun conspiring on your back will help you have a leprechaun like
that's what I'm
working for
saying.
you.
Yeah, and for some reason, something about leprechauns, like when you tell someone else like you have a leprechaun that has your back, like they believe you. And it just charges up that little motherfucker even more.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We've been really diving into it because we've been watching the Celtics and Lakers. Well, winning time is great.
Yes. Yeah. Our friend, John C. Riley,
my friend, John C. Riley.
Yeah, Cass's homie, you know.
You know.
When we met John C. Riley this summer, which I think we did an episode about, we already talked about this, but when we met him this summer, we were just fanboying over his filmography. And we're like, what are you working on? And he told us about this project, which is out now, and we love it. It's called Winning Time, and it's on HBO. It's about the rise of the Lakers dynasty in the 80s.
And he plays the owner, Dr. Buss, who's like a total ladies' man.
Yeah, just a classic fucking just throwback L.A. ladies' man, you know. And John C. Reilly was telling us, he's like, yo, the character I'm playing, this guy would have sex with 3 women a day. He would have a woman in random, like these are random women, like someone for breakfast, someone for lunch, and then someone for dinner. And he was just telling us like how crazy and eccentric and wild this dude was, and just living the next level party life. And so we were like, wow, this show sounds fucking interesting.
It's really good so far. It hasn't even gotten to the Celtics part, but we're like, all right, let's go on to the ESPN Plus and watch the Celtics Lakers Best of Enemies. It's called.
That's a good documentary.
Oh, it was such a great time.
Yeah, right.
And you see the kind of like the luck of the Irish getting in people's heads, and then the way the ball falls in and falls out and stuff like that.
It's undeniable. It's undeniable, and like you know, there's no way to test for this stuff. There's no way. You just see it and feel it, or you don't. You know.
Yeah.
And I think if you see it and feel it, that means leprechauns are maybe, you know, part of your fucking realm.
They're in your bloodstream.
They might be in your fucking ancient blood, you know. But I think.
All right, Sean Patrick Dunn.
I have leprechauns in my blood, and you know, like, and I can feel it. You know, not on the level like of a Larry Bird, you know, of the Boston Celtics yet, but like I think we're getting there. And I think, I don't know, if you just look at the circumstances of my life, I have 2 beautiful girlfriends, and like.
He's a pretty lucky fella.
Yeah, I live my dream life. I literally have just gone towards my dream of being a filmmaker.
Yeah.
And if leprechauns haven't been helping me with that, I don't know what has been. Like, just the luck of something I'm doing, of something I did standing out. The luck of somebody fucking discovering it and putting on this blog, or a festival programmer picking up on something. Like,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, these motherfuckers have been around for a while. I'm just starting to acknowledge them now, so they come out a little bit more.
It used to be the angels, now it's all about the leprechauns.
Well, they're the same thing in a way,
Mm.
but you know, I think that the angels, it's just more of a like, It's like, oh, okay, yes, I will serve you, yes. Where the leprechauns, I just feel like they're my boys. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they're the masculine embodiment of the angels. The angels are divine feminine.
That's true. Yeah, the masculine embodiment of my angels.
And I also don't think you need to be Irish to have a leprechaun have your back.
Oh hell
either.
no, no. You just fucking you need to just believe.
You need to give them some gold.
Yeah.
Where the gold at?
Yes. Where the gold at? I want the gold. Show me the gold. Yeah. Yeah, I'm all about it. I'm all about fucking just modern day mysticism, you know, like shit as it applies to right now in my life. Like, okay, motherfuckers, I feel y'all. Like, y'all really helped us transition into this place smoothly. Like, I feel it so many just like thread the needle fucking type of moments, like these, like our rent getting forgiven.
Yeah, everyone who we've told that to, they're like, "That's insane."
They're like, "What are you fucking talking about?"
How did you pull that off?
Yeah. So they're here and they've been ever present, especially lately. So like I'm like, I don't know, as of 2 days ago, like fuck it. I got leprechauns flowing through my blood and I can feel it. And you know how it fucking plays out in my life?
How?
You're so funny.
No, because I can think of things, but I want to hear what you're gonna say.
I fucking dominated at darts last night.
I was gonna say that too. That is what I was gonna say. It did get me like, not to be crude, but like very excited. I would say, some may say even wet.
Oh, you got wet for it?
Yeah, I was like, damn, like, because like I come to this dart thing. I used to play darts, but I just sucked, so I took myself out of the game. And I was like, because like I started good and I just got worse. Sean gets better, and you started off good, so. Anyway, you're filling in for your cousin Jesse.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah,
it's a dart league around. Like it's definitely some small town stuff.
Now
I
that we're
love
up
it.
here.
Now that we're living up here, it's like let's get into it. We used to drive from Brooklyn to play in this league.
We once drove up to Albany to play in a tournament.
Yeah.
And we did pretty good.
Yeah. We love playing darts. Like it's so fun. You get to meet people. Like it's kind of like it's like golf. Like you're really just playing against yourself. You're just trying to just improve and just get better.
It's very meditative, or when you're doing well. But anyway,
I used to be a fucking champ, but like I haven't thrown in 2 years.
Yeah, to the point where we're like, do you need alcohol, or what is it that you need in order to like show up and dominate?
Leprechauns.
We've talked about this before. But yeah, you didn't do so good at the beginning of the night. And I'm like, I came out, I'm obviously going to be in your corner no matter what, but like this is like 3 hours sitting at a bar.
Trust me, I'm not psyched about it. Jesse called me, my cousin Jesse, check him out, episode 249, Bastards of Young. He called me up, he's like, yo, I got to step out of town for a second, can you fill in for me tonight? And I'm like, sure. And already I'm thinking, that's a long night at the bar for someone that doesn't drink. Like, I'm going to have to be at the bar for fucking 3.5 hours. Like, Christ in heaven. So, luckily, some of our friends are on the team, so we get to chill with them or whatever. But, the night started off a little bit slow, but I'm playing partnered game. There's only so much one person can do. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I felt it last night when we got there. I was like, I played in 2 doubles matches, and we lost both of them to the best player on the other team and his partner, and I was just like, ugh. It bothered me because of the way we lost, like they were really just very.
You said by the hair of my balls.
Yes, I lost by the hair of my balls, which is if I lose, I'd rather get routed than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because then you could have done something about it.
Yeah, but I felt like I don't know. It's weird. I was like, and this happens in life so many times. Like, I can feel the magic, but the results aren't there yet. It's all cool, like, but I could feel it. I was like, I'm throwing good tonight. It just doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, we're outside, we smoke a joint, come back in, and I had 2 singles matches. And of course, who am I up against? The dude who had just beat me in the previous 2 doubles matches.
Yeah.
And the best player on their team. He's very good shooter.
Yeah.
But the guy's a fucking classic fucking local yokel dipshit. Like, just, he's wearing a fucking, like, a parody Lucky Charms shirt that says "Lick My Charms." He's got like a big Patriot American flag, AK-47 on his shirt. Just like whatever, nothing. I love Patriots. Like, it's all good. Like, he seemed like a nice guy or whatever, but I'm just like, the dude could not, as far as white guys go, be more my opposite.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I want to fucking I want to embarrass this little bitch. And so I remember I just turned to you and I was like, watch this. And give you a little wink.
You did. You were very cocky.
Yeah,
about
I was
it.
like, watch this. And opened the game with 160, which you're playing 501, so you have to hit the board and hit amount of numbers, and it just subtracts off 501, and you have to go out. Like if you have 30 left, you have to hit a double 15 to get out. If you have 10 left,
So 160 is the highest you could possibly get.
180 is the highest you can get in a single throw.
But no, but you had to double in, so you doubled in, right, with a 20.
No, there's a single. It was a straight in on this game.
Oh, okay.
We're in the mud right now. Don't worry.
Okay.
Let me just tell this story
because
darts, people that don't play this, it's just not that interesting.
Yeah.
I had this huge in, and so I felt it right away. I was like, okay, cool. I just totally was like, Cass, watch this, and right away I could feel the Leprechauns. So I was like, okay, great. My highest throw of all season was right after I did that. Got up there next time at the line, second highest throw of the whole season. Got up there third time. So at this point, I'm just in a flow. I'm just 1, 2, 3, pull my darts out, walk around, take 3 breaths, 1, 2, while the other guy goes. I don't care what the other guy's doing. I don't care what his team's doing, what anyone's saying. At this point, 3 throws in, I could feel people were paying attention. They're like, damn. They're like, what the fuck is going on over here?
Yeah.
And crushed the dude.
He's like, well, that was humbling.
Yeah, he was like, that was humbling. And the scorekeeper was like, damn, who is this guy?
Yeah.
What the hell? Crushed him. I think 13 darts. 13 darts minus 5. I don't know, divide 501 by 13. That's what I was averaging. It was crazy. I crushed him. I felt like fucking Larry Bird. It was amazing. And definitely the Leprechauns were with me. So much so that the other team was they were psyched out. They were like, let's take a breath. They were trying to stop the flow.
Yeah.
Which is smart. It would be like someone calling timeout. While Michael Jordan's on fire.
Yeah.
They were like, let's take a breath. I was like, I'm ready to go. And the guy's like, let's do it at least on this game because we're playing cricket is the second match. He's like, at least on this game, you're going to have to go around the board. You can't just shoot at the triple 20 the whole time. So I'm like, all right, boom, let's go. Game darts. Went in there. Fucking 6 20s, 6 19s. And you only have to get 3. And any addition is points. I crushed this motherfucker even harder at cricket. Embarrassed him even more. And I could, I could feel it. And I was like, it just gave me a shot of confidence for my life. As weird as that is, I say this to you all the time, and I think you take it for granted, but I'm like, yo, I need wins. I need mini victories. Cass is a stoic, just train kept going type of lady, and I love you for it. I really do. I really do. But sometimes, like your mom says, it can be a bit morose. You know what I mean?
Wait, you're blaming the morose on me?
Baby girl.
Babe. Dude.
Okay. I'm not blaming the morose on you. I'm just
it takes
saying,
2 to tango into the morose.
You're the news feed of my life. A lot of times it'll be 3 weeks later before you'll be like, by the way, Kurt Vile loves the video. I'm like, oh, cool. Good news. That's great news. That would have been one we could have celebrated a little bit. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I need these. I feel like men need that. I feel like men just need to have little, just something that feels like you're just fucking getting ahead. I think that's why gambling's addicting. I think that's why people get stuck on it.
Because you get validated.
Yeah. But there was one thing that fucked me up. When we got to the bar last night, I was like, on the way there, I was like, I hope they have a Touch Tunes thing because I'm going to bully that jukebox and we're going to listen to the Dead and Ween all night in there. And I know the hack that there's a version of Help on the Way, Slipknot, Franklin's Tower that's 20 minutes. And there, I'm like, I can on the cheap make sure that jukebox is playing our music all night. So we get there and they do have a Touch Tunes. Are you still with me?
Yeah.
Okay. We get there and they do have it. And I'm like, cool. I start just putting on songs. And my songs are getting interrupted by
Gangnam Style.
Gangnam Style is coming on. Backstreet Boys. Fucking
no, and not interrupted. Like someone had to pay more.
You had to pay more to make sure my song didn't come on next, so Gangnam Style could come on. And I'm looking around the bar. I'm like,
who gives a fuck about this?
Who did this? Like, why would anyone do this? And then The thing that started making me suspicious is the song I hate this fucking song, and it's stuck in my head because of last night. And it's when I think of the title of the song, it gets stuck in my head. The song 500 Miles by the Procrastinators or whatever.
Sing a little bit of it.
And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more. Yo, maybe the Leprechauns were playing it. 'Cause they're Irish. That band is Irish. Well, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
It's like maybe one of the sacrifices that comes along with having the Leprechauns have your back.
Yeah, they fucking haunt you.
But anyway, and I want to clear this up. Maybe we could clear this up now.
Yeah.
I swear my cousin Jesse was doing that.
I don't think he would admit it if it was him.
He has to, because it's too good. If it was him, it was one of the most epic pranks of all time. To not be at the bar and sending songs to a bar to just troll everyone there.
Let me call him.
I think we need to find this out because it's been haunting me ever since.
Let's hope he answers.
But if he did do it, epic. If he didn't, it was the Leprechauns.
Hey, cassgreener.
Hey, Jesse lovers.
Jesse, you're on our podcast right now. We just have one quick question.
We have something, and we need you to be honest with us.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Did you do that last night? Were you sending songs to the jukebox at Fulgham's?
I was not sending.
Are you fucking kidding me, Jesse?
Someone was haunting us.
That would have been quite hilarious.
Damn.
I was at a funeral home with little to no cell service, so I would have been unable, even if I had thought of such a great gag.
Damn,
man,
dude.
They came in with the Gangnam. People are skipping Sean's Grateful Dead to play Gangnam Style.
Yeah.
And the Backstreet Boys.
And this is why I thought it was you. They kept playing the Procrastinators 500 Miles, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure Jesse's told me that's one of the songs he plays to clear out a bar.
That is not on my list, but I'll have to add it because it's one of those. You like it for about all of 10 seconds, and then you're sick of the song.
Yeah. Well, what's funny on that one is playing that one 2 or 3 times, which someone did last night. So when it comes on the second or third time, you're ready to fucking go into violence over it. It's so bad.
Yeah.
But we persisted, or at least I did.
Did you see the stats from last night? Sean dominated.
Well, I do appreciate, basically, as my sub, he did what I hope I would have done. So. Perfect substitution.
Yes.
It's like, who's the guy on the Detroit team in RBI baseball? When you put him in as a slugger off the bench.
Yeah, you have to put him in. Oh,
yeah.
He hits a home run every time. Damn, how do I not know this off the top of my head?
Matlock?
No, it's not that. I don't know. I'll have to think about that.
All right, we'll have to play when I get back.
Yeah, that would be a fucking funny podcast. We just put on this stuff and just play RBI baseball.
All right. Well, I'm happy to participate in this podcast. I was hoping that it wasn't a controversial question, and thankfully it wasn't.
Damn. Well, it could be because right before we called you, Cass was like, even if Jesse did this, he's not going to admit to it. So the legend continues either way.
Well, I'm now mad that we told you it as an idea. So.
Jesse already had this. He's already done these types of things. He's way ahead of us on this one.
And you just don't even know if it's working unless someone like this calls you. So I can't believe Sean would have given me the satisfaction.
That's what I'm thinking.
So he must have been pretty confident I didn't do it, because if he thought at all I would have done it,
yeah.
No calls.
No, I know that is part of our legacy.
All right.
Cool, man. Thanks for
Jesse.
answering, man. We'll let us know when you're back.
All right, later.
Bye.
Damn. What the fuck?
I believe him.
Yeah. Well, you know what happened then? The other team saw that we cared about the music.
And they
because you could hear a pin drop in that place before we put on music.
And that's their home bar.
Yeah,
so
and they were like,
know.
we're not doing this. We're fucking totally going to
But, like, why not put, like, I don't know. They should have put, like...
They couldn't keep up with me. They didn't realize how many credits I was willing to spend.
How much money?
Yeah. I don't know.
We're not spending money at this.
Like, we don't buy alcohol, but I do very much care about my surroundings.
I did buy you an old Duels.
I don't know. You made me look like an old fool. It's one thing to get me the what's the other one? The non-alcoholic, the St. Pauli girl, non-alcoholic, because that looks like a regular beer. But O'Doul's, everyone knows what O'Doul's is.
Yeah, because it's like St. Pauli, non-alcoholic, and St. Pauli.
They look the same. But O'Doul's doesn't have a regular.
O'Doul's is just known as the NAB.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know. Are non-alcoholic beers like the lamest fucking thing of all time?
Not when you fucking crush at darts.
That's true. Yeah. You know what it did? It just fucking gave me that little, like, I used to have, my edge used to just be I was 23 and cocky and drunk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now I'm not drunk. I'm not that cocky. I'm definitely not 23.
I think the Lick My Charm shirt did help you because you were like, I do want to crush this guy.
I don't know why. No, I wanted to play him because he beat me by the fucking hair of a ball.
Yeah.
On 2 previous games, and I was just like, I want to crush this guy. I really did. And, you know, the bigger point of all this is that really helps me in life. You know, like little W's help me, but having like a little something like, oh, duly noted, I'm going to fucking show you. I'm going to show you what I'm all about. Helps me a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's helped make all these films happen in one way or another, you know?
It's nice to be an underdog.
Yeah, I could probably, if I really thought about it, go through every film and think about the motherfucker that I just wanted to fucking prove, you know, wrong
Yeah.
by making this thing. Probably each one of those films has one of those, or if not the same one for a few.
That is the Michael Jordan air because it is one of those things is like give you something to work with and you'll fucking like take it.
Yeah.
Not that like filmmaking's that competitive or anything.
No, but making films that define your generation as opposed to like making films that like give, you know, or just like another piece of content that people go through in that day. I want to be on the latter, you know, or the former. I want to be making films that fucking define who we are and how we relate with each other. I want to make films that like have motherfuckers writing to me be like, dude, that cracked my consciousness, you know.
Yeah, totally.
I want to do those things, and like, yeah, I need to use everything at my disposal to do that, even if it feels like some low grade motivational fucking lame ass like drawn from the sports world type of thing. Like competitiveness.
No, it's definitely not like your inner zen. It's like, but we're humans and we're having a little more fun here.
No, it's so weird. It draws out a zen-like thing in me, where like when I turn to you and say, "Watch this," and wink, I become a different person.
I was so impressed.
I just become a different person.
I
shut off all ability to fail.
Yeah.
That's not an option anymore.
Yeah.
You know. I wish I do apply that to filmmaking, but filmmaking takes months and it's hard to inhabit that for any amount of time. But I wish this is why I was on the way home last night. I thought it was going to scare you, but it made you actually go, yes. I was like, what me and Jesse need to start doing is hustling fools like we used to. That's what we used to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd play in this league. We'd do all right in the league, but then we'd fucking take everyone's money after the league games ended.
Do you remember that time we hustled people?
Yeah. Yeah.
One of our early dates, we hustled people at playing pool. And I don't think it's technically hustling because we just like, we didn't, I guess, play that well. And then they were like, you want to put some money down? We're like, yeah. And then we fucking crushed them.
Yeah. Well, because we both get in that. We both are pretty good at that, like getting in competitive.
Yeah, but I get the yips, so you can't really count on me.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my god. How long have we been talking?
How long have we been talking?
I don't know how long.
11, 12 years.
Yeah, 11, 12 years.
Yeah.
Since 2009.
Yeah. You know, what was an interesting thing that we both came across yesterday on Reddit that I thought would be an interesting thing to bring up on here was a Reddit thread called "What Drug Ruined Your Family?"
I read the first 5 and I was like, I don't care. I can't read this anymore.
I'm a
It's too
sucker.
depressing.
I'm a sucker for those. I don't know why. There's a lot of stuff that I'm like, oh, I won't even go near that. I don't want to see that. I don't want to expose myself to that. But I think because I was in that situation.
Oh, to me, I was kind of felt like I was in that situation too, and I just was like, I don't.
You don't want to relive it.
No, I just see alcohol. It's just like so
Yeah,
validated,
yeah, I
something
know.
I already know that I'm like,
Yeah.
it didn't even feel fun because I didn't feel like I was learning something new. I was like, yeah, alcohol destroys families.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of them,
Inevitably.
inevitably.
Yeah.
But what are some of the other ones? Because you went a little deeper in it.
They all involve alcohol. It is right
Yeah.
there with all of them. So it's a fucking nasty drug. Nasty fucking drug.
Yeah.
And to the point where it's like it's like low grade alcoholism is like fully accepted and fully normalized. Like if you're a functioning alcoholic, like more power to you, you know, here in America. Like it's almost like help's not available to those people because nobody would look at that as an issue, but it takes people's lives. It takes years off your life.
Right.
It takes quality off your life, you know. Just being in that loop of like hungover.
One of our
and
friends who stopped
depressed.
drinking like was coming to us like something we don't know. He's like, when I have a night of drinking, it like takes me a few days to level back out. And I'm like, yeah, man.
Oh man, it's so funny now. Like have now that like me and my homies from back in the day are in our 40s and like people coming around to that realization. Like, man, alcohol fucks me up. I'm like, how did you do it in your 30s?
Yeah.
I bailed in my I bailed at 30. You know.
God. Yeah. Once like 26 hit, I'm like, oh, this isn't fun anymore.
Well, drinking in your 30s, you really have to like drinking. You know, drinking in my 20s, it was just part of the surroundings. It was part of my career. It was part of my social life. It was part of my relationship.
Also, you were looking for a little fire in your life. You know what I mean? You needed like the little sparkles or whatever.
Yeah, they're like fake leprechauns. They weren't real, you know.
Yeah, but it brings out an inner leprechaun in you, whether it's real or
Oh,
fake.
that's true.
And you get
That's
to see
true.
a side of yourself that, walks into a bar and is like all confident and goes hustles some people or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Seduces some guy's girlfriend, whatever. Steal your woman.
Steal your face right off your head. Yeah, but I mean, people drinking in their 30s. I'm like, you must like drinking, and like, cool. Like that's when I'm like, whatever. If you like drinking, you're owning it. Whatever. If it's an out of control thing, like anything in your life, like, fuck, man. Just looking at this thread. Really
I saw someone
fucked
mention
me up.
GHB as like it was
And alcohol.
Alcohol and GHB. I'm like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, because you know what the GHB would do in that situation is just ensure that you're sleeping. Like, because I think that's a thing that throws a lot of alcoholics' life into is a spiral. Is like you're not really sleeping.
Yeah.
You're not. You're passing out maybe, but like that's not it's a different quality of sleep.
Well, I think what you told me, you were like, there was actually one person who wrote gambling, and then under that, there's like a whole thread of.
Oh yeah, gambling, and just people saying if you don't think it's a drug, get around somebody that's addicted, and you'll see. And
Oh yeah, they're chasing a high.
oh my God, they have a look in their eye like that. I guess I could only equate to Coke. It seems like they're on Coke. That's
Yeah.
how that a gambler that's like fully just like overdosing on fucking dopamine. They look like they're on Coke. They act like
Coke,
they're on
I
Coke.
was hearing from someone that it puts off your like winning receptors, like what.
Yeah, I think I talked. Did I talk about this on the last podcast?
I don't know. I feel like we did. You did mention it to me.
It basically, the feeling it mimics is having just accomplished something. It just skips to the best part.
Yeah.
That's what cocaine's doing for you. And surprisingly, not a lot of people on there said cocaine ruined their family's life.
Because most people who get deep into cocaine or do it before they have a family, right? Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. People talked about it, but it was single guys. It's so funny.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a family thing. But yeah, alcohol. What was gambling? Gambling. People talked about that. That's extremely destructive. That starts like permeating everybody's.
It's almost more destructive because, like, at least with alcohol, like, you literally become incapacitated at some point.
Yeah.
Gambling, you can just
Oh my God.
fucking go and go and go until you're beg, borrowing, and stealing to have something that's not even yours to gamble.
You know what's one of the best gambling movies ever?
What?
Owning Mahoney.
Have I seen that one?
I don't know. It's Philip Seymour Hoffman, and he's like the head of a bank in Canada. It's a true story. And he was like an upstanding dude. Like he would be the last person in the world that you'd ever expect to do this, but he basically just started swindling the bank's money and going down to Atlantic City from Toronto every weekend and like gambling epic amounts. We got to watch this movie.
Yeah, because we love gambling movies. I think you just were like, oh, I've already seen that one, and we haven't watched
I've seen Owning Mahoney like probably 3 or 4 times. It's still one of my favorite movies. Just like Philip Seymour Hoffman played this guy perfectly, and he played exactly how you are. Like he's just solely focused on gambling. It's all he thinks. It's all he thinks about. It's all like it's crazy. Such a good one. Such a great fucking depiction of what that's like. But one thing that didn't come up in the whole thread.
Crack.
You're fucking hilarious, guys.
No, I don't. I mean, obviously it did come up, but one thing that did. Oh, weed.
Yeah. Crack. Actually, yeah, you're right. No, crack's never ruined a family. I'm the guy.
That's why I thought it was like a surprise, and
No.
that you'd be like, yo, crack
no.
ruined my family, but it wasn't even in there.
No, crack. It was in there. It was in there a good amount. Oh, there's a cardinal right there.
Oh, cool.
You see that?
It's a leprechaun. I know. Oh, there it is. Yeah, pretty.
Yeah, crack. I wouldn't say did crack ruin my family.
It
My
sure
family
didn't help it.
Yeah, it didn't help. I think it was already ruined by the time crack was on the scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Crack is just like when you're just in like fuck it territory, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's usually like almost everything in the thread was alcohol in combination with something, and the other very very pervasive one was meth. We just literally found out that like a close friend of ours is struggling with meth. And
I don't think struggling. They just think it's fine, and that's what they're doing instead.
That's true. Not struggling. Yeah. I do want to be more nuanced about these things. Yeah, it's like fully choosing to embrace meth in their life, and it's crazy because you even compliment me for this. I'm usually really good about being like pinpointing what somebody's on.
Right.
Like I could just hang out with somebody and be like, yeah, they're definitely on this, that, and the other one, and usually that's the case. Cass has no idea.
I'm like oblivious.
You can spot a drunk person from a mile away.
Yeah,
I have this skill from growing up around it because it's like, oh, that's
pills
dad.
are more nuanced.
Yeah, that's
I've never
dad
been
on
around that.
Klonopin.
Yeah.
That's dad on I don't know, like
Ativan.
That's dad on fucking what's the one?
Oxycontin.
Yeah, what's the one that you took? Valium.
Yeah,
like like knowing the difference between that and like
that's very
that's
nuanced.
that's dad on fucking crack. That's fucking this
what was
is different.
dad on crack like?
Not here. A ghost.
Yeah, because
Pills
I think of
like
crack,
you're a blob. Crack, you're a ghost.
Like
you come and go in the night.
Oh, okay.
Gone for 6 days, back for 12 hours. Stuff's missing. You know,
like literally a ghost.
A ghost, and they and to go from 200 pounds to 140.
Yeah.
In like a month, 2 months. No teeth. From just fucking getting in street fights, like just fucked up, just a ghost, just a fucked up ghost. But yeah, I mean, crack fucks. But I can tell the difference. You know what I'm oblivious to apparently. It's meth. I'm like.
Because you'd never think it.
I would
like
never think that, and I don't think, just given I think basically where we live, I just don't think I've been exposed to it that much. It's not that big of a thing here in New York, and I thought our friend was just kind of shot out of a cannon every time we were hanging out. I was like, oh, this must be Adderall or something. I don't know, but the last time we hung out, I was like, whoa. Straight up, I just couldn't deal with it, and now we're finding out it was meth, and I'm like looking back like, damn, it was so fucking obvious, and I don't know, we just gotta send love to those people, because to turn to that, of all things, Well,
it has to do with health insurance, supposedly, not being able to get like the prescription he's had for his whole life,
Yeah.
Yeah, the health insurance thing's a big mess. Big fucking mess.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's why people end up like dying from a lot of these things. Is like our, you know, our institutions are get them hooked on these things, and then when they, when they don't have health insurance or they can't afford it through that anymore, they're back into the street drugs, and that's where it just gets extremely dangerous. You're dealing with dealers, you're dealing with potential fentanyl being in something. Like, it's just like you're really, really, really gambling every time. Every fucking time.
Yeah, that's a gamble.
Oh, yeah. It probably sets off those receptors, too. When not only are you going to go smoke meth, but like you're going to have to go on an adventure.
I mean, I still can't
you're going on a quest.
I still can't get over. Someone told me that, like, when there's a guy who overdoses from a particular dealer, that dealer gets very popular because people want to take it to the limit. Like, they want the stuff that gets you fucked up to the point where you could die. Like, that, I was like, wow, I don't understand anything. Like, when someone told me that, like, and that sometimes dealers will, like, kill someone with fentanyl so that they get more customers. I'm like, wow, I don't know anything about life. Like, I'm just naive and clueless.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what it's just good to be considerate about the things that you consume and the things that are potentially highly addictive, and if it's worth it, and considering that before you go down the path, because it's usually, and this is why it's commendable. It's usually to deal with something that's just too overwhelming, and
Right.
and anyone can relate with that, just feeling overwhelmed. That's what led a drug addict to where they are. They didn't have enough tools to deal with what was coming at them, and they're sensitive souls. They're the most sensitive souls.
Yeah.
And they're doing things to just dull their senses so they can't feel as much. And to cut off access to certain senses and to certain frequencies. And you can't blame someone for that. They're doing their best to stay on this earth, to stay alive, they're doing their best. And I would even say my dad at his worst, like, really he was just fucked up. He was totally spun out. He had lost the narrative, his life's hard. His life is hard, and he had a hard upbringing, and he doesn't really have a lot of tools. And his really, really what he struggles with is focus. And it's tough and this is like, it's so commendable that he's ever fucking quit drugs, is like to find the focus to care enough about yourself when no one ever really showed you how, like, is cool. He's turned it around. He's really turned it around. He struggles, but that's what I would say his main struggle is. And if I could have understood that more as a kid, I think I could have had more compassion. It's like, this is a person who's so anxious and depressed that they have no focus. They're not here. There's no presence. The baseline version of them is like neither here nor there. And it's very it's hard to deal with. It's very frustrating. It's made me who I am more than anything. Caitlin's seizures and my dad's drug abuse have made me who I am, because it made me develop skills that, like, I think most people could avoid developing.
Well, I think you're inherently, like, also very sensitive, so I'm just, like, kind of curious. Like, I guess it just makes sense that it manifested in, like, stomach pain and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I just spent my whole life in stomach pain. That's all. That's how it dealt with. But, like, yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I never really understood, like why do I have a stomach ache all the time? It's like, oh, I mean, it's just the most charged up environment you could possibly be in. A drug addict and an epileptic. Is that how you say that word?
Yeah, epileptic.
Yeah, in the same house. Like, fuck, man. Ooh. It's just like, and I think Mary told me that's how, or I think it says in the birthday book, or Mary told me, based on my astrology, that's like how my problems are going to manifest.
Well, you're a Cancer sun, and Cancer is also tied to the stomach, so.
Yeah. So
Makes
yeah,
sense.
that's so like I just always had an uneasy stomach, and until I met you, and discovered pot, and stopped eating animals, and their byproducts.
They're byproducts, yeah.
Yeah,
I
meaning
think-
like no, I don't like no milk or cheese or anything like that.
Right.
But the pot just helps zoom me out a little bit, help me not inhabit. My body doesn't have to inhabit the anxiety of my childhood.
No, I
anymore.
think when you
know.
stop smoking weed, even now, like your body is like it's not super.
I don't eat.
Yeah, you don't have any appetite.
It's crazy. It's fucking crazy.
It is crazy because like let's be real, I can take weed or leave it. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it really helps you,
Yeah.
and I don't really realize how much it helps you until we don't do it for a while,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, oh shit, Sean needs this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. The leprechauns love it.
The leprechauns love the
Yeah.
weed.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, if I didn't win last night, I think like because that was always what you were threatening with darts. You're like, if you don't fucking win, you're not allowed to smoke pot because you think it makes me not have the competitive edge, which is
Well,
true.
Yeah, I'm like,
it's
I'm
true.
not gonna come out to a bar and sit in a bar for 3 hours to watch you lose
Yeah,
because
to
you
me-
want to
to-
smoke weed.
Yeah, because I'm just like, oh, I don't care. It's this guy's whole week. Like, I'm not gonna crush him. Like, I got to go in there wanting to crush. Especially now that I live around here, I'm gonna come up here and just crush everyone. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
At least keep them in the A League.
Yeah, that makes no sense to anyone. But we've been talking for an hour on here. Well, let's slide over to the Patreon
All right.
and keep it going.
Okay.
We have some other hilarious things we want to talk about, and some stuff we've been dancing around that we can fully just talk about on there.
Okay.
Join the Patreon if you want to hang out with us more. Lots more. We didn't have a free episode last week, but we had a Patreon episode,
Yeah. No,
which
we're
was
always-
really cool. That was me, you, and Mare took acid for the last time in the apartment and just recorded ourselves.
Season finale.
That felt like a season finale. This feels like a season premiere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chapter 13.
Chapter 13. Damn.
I mean, right? Can we call it that, or what do we call it?
I feel like it's chapter 13 billion.
Book number.
It's the New Testament. This is the New Testament of our podcast starting now. Yeah.
Cool. Well, that was fun.
See you on the Patreon. Patreon.com/churchofchill.
Peace, love, and magic.
Well, just in time for St. Patrick's Day, crowds are coming by the dozens to get an up-close view at what some say is a piece of Irish folklore.
Some people in the Crichton area of Mobile say a leprechaun has taken up residence in their neighborhood. A leprechaun. NBC 15's Brian Johnson has more.
Curiosity leads to large crowds in Mobile's Crichton community, many of you bringing binoculars, camcorders, even camera phones to take pictures.
To me, it look like a leprechaun to me. All I gotta do is look up in the tree. Who else seen the leprechaun say yeah?
Eyewitnesses say the leprechaun only comes out at night. If you shine a light in its direction, it suddenly disappears. This amateur sketch resembles what many of you say the leprechaun looks like. Others find it hard to believe and have come up with their own theories and explanations for the image.
My theory is it's casting a shadow from the other limb.
Could be a crackhead that got hold to the wrong stuff, and it told him to get up in a tree and play a leprechaun.
We're going to get down to the bottom of this. Yeah, it's still on there, guy. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, man.
This guy helping to direct traffic says he's prepared for his encounter with the leprechaun. He's suited up from head to toe.
This wars off spells right here. This is a special leprechaun flute, which has been passed down from thousands of years ago from my great-great-grandfather who was Irish. I just came to help out.
Others just came to get lucky in hopes a pot of gold may be buried under this tree.
I'm going to run a backhoe and uproot that tree. I want to know where the gold is. I want the gold. Give me the gold. I want the gold.
This is Brian Johnson, NBC 15 News.
People will do anything for a pot of gold. I mean, anything.
You know what I like? I like the amateur sketch of the leprechaun. It
Yeah,
looks like somebody got a really good look at it and got that good drawing out
Who
there.
did that? I want to know who sketched that.
I don't know. Maybe Brian sketched it.
Doodling.
That was a good story.